Welcome into another edition of 3 on 3 presented by Play Up with Amanda Stein and Matt Loughlin. I'm Catherine Bogart. The Devils are in the middle of a Western Canada swing and start the season 7-3. Matt, there's been a variety of scores. 7-1 against Columbus, 1-0 against the Colorado Avalanche. What's different about the way the Devils are winning this season?
Good teams figure out a way to get it done when there are different scenarios presented to them. Friday against Colorado, it's tense, it's tight. They've got the 1-0 lead late, killing a penalty. They do so. They beat the defending Stanley Cup champs. 2 days later, they face a disinterested Columbus team, but rather than playing lackadaisical, they took it to the Blue Jackets and they win going away. And then against Vancouver, everyone admitted, not their best game, that's for sure, but they had a lead after one en route to the victory. So the variety of opportunities to win, the way they've been able to pick up wins, has been most impressive.
And that certainly is the biggest growth in this team, I think, that we've seen, because it was last year where there really felt only one way this team was able to win, when they were picking up their victories. It is all about the growth in this team, understanding their game, trusting their game. I think that, Matt, is one of the biggest differences that I see, is that they're trusting their game in different scenarios.
Amanda, the team had a very important visitor in the locker room who helped spark this continued winning culture the team is building. Who was that visitor?
So I won't actually say he's a visitor, because he is an assistant coach, and that is Sergei Brylin. Obviously, we know Sergei Brylin really well within the organization. Sarge is, of course, one of the only players to win all 3 Stanley Cups. He wanted him to go in there, talk to the team about needing all the lines and all the pairings to be pulling in the same direction, and that each are important in their own way. And that's the way those 3 Cup champions and all those great teams that Sarge played on were victorious. We're able to compete. And, we're really starting to see that growth, and we're starting to see that faith in all these lines. And yesterday also, Eric Howla talking about, we're all pulling on the same rope in the same direction. And that's sort of where the question came up with Lindy yesterday. Why is that happening? And I think Sarge is playing a big role in that, and having him around is a huge deal. And Maddie, you could speak to that more than I can, because you've been around Sarge for a long time.
I have been, and he's direct. There's, he doesn't couch his terms
Nope.
in a velvet glove. He's very direct. And listen, he was there, as you mentioned, 3 championships. He knows what it takes. And he realizes the talent this team has. It's about time to put it to good use.
The Devils are coming up against an Edmonton Oilers team that's on a 5-game win streak. The Devils are also streaking, but this is a tough Western Conference opponent. After that, you have the Calgary Flames. What can the Devils expect on the second half of this road trip?
Well, they're going to face Connor McDavid. It'll be a far different test they're facing against the Oilers than they did against Vancouver, so they better be ready for offense. He's on a ridiculous pace. And then Calgary's always a difficult place to play for the New Jersey Devils. They'll be a little tired. It's the end of the trip. But again, this is a different team. They'll roll 4 lines. They've got some depth. I think they can go toe-to-toe. Should be a heck of a matchup these last 2 games. I'm really looking forward to the game against the Oilers.
There's nothing like, seeing a game with Connor McDavid in it. Like, let's just, call a spade a spade. Watching him play is extremely impressive. But you're right, Maddie. this is 2 teams that rely on their speed, and that's how they transition their games. And so this will be a huge test, a huge matchup. But, having that victory against Vancouver, I think that just sets them up. I imagine it would be a lot more difficult to go into a game against Edmonton and the way they're playing had you not pulled out that victory in Vancouver.
These Devils games will be live on the Devils Hockey Network with Matt Loughlin and Chico Resch. You can also watch on MSG. Check NewJerseyDevils.com for all watch details and for full team coverage. For Amanda Stein and Matt Loughlin, I'm Catherine Bogart. Thanks for joining us.